heard by everybody somewhere or the other, for sure. Okay? It's not possible that this verse we have not heard. We would have heard it somewhere or the other. At least the first two lines. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. You're stuck in this samsara. People will keep saying this in some any other scripture also. This two lines will come. So it means punarapi jananam, you take birth again and again. Punarapi maranam, you keep dying again and again. Punarapi janani, jatare shayanam. Janani is mother. Again and again you appear in the mother's womb and you take birth. How many wombs have we changed? No idea. We have no clue. How many births we have taken? No clue. Why? Same reason. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. So then he says, again and again birth, again and again death, again and again lying in the mother's womb. This samsara process is very hard to cross over. Save me, O Murari, through your infinite kindness. That's the plea in this shloka. He says, Kripaya. Okay, the word Kripaya is saying requesting for Kripa, for grace. From Murari again. So then what to do? This is the cycle. This is going to be the cycle. This has been the cycle. Birth will come, death will come. See, it is, we feel so what? We'll take birth again, 9 months in the mother's womb. It is not easy for the fetus, okay? It is very painful. It is, it's hell, kind of. It's dark. It's lying in liquid. And it's probably recollecting previous lives. The jiva inside. We have no clue. The mother eats something, gets acidic, and the fetus, when it is 4, 5, 6 months old, suffers. Whatever we do, the mother does, the baby will suffer inside. Okay, so then it is not a nice place to be in. It is ignorance, it is darkness, and anyway, it's not breathing. So when it comes out, there's only a heartbeat, but the actual breath that we take, the first breath is when as soon the lungs are utilized, first time when the child is born, as soon as it is brought out, suppose it's a normal delivery, it comes out, immediately it will start crying because it needs breath. So the lungs start functioning at that point. It's a poor thing when it comes out, okay? The child, we need to be aware of that. And then next is, how many times do we want to get into that? Getting inside and coming outside, and then going through the whole life, and then dying, and then going back into the womb. He's saying, bas, this samsara is very, very deceptive. Enough of this, O Murari. Stop this samsara chakra for me. Save me from this. How will Murari save us? Only and only if we do what was said. We need to read the scriptures, we need to do the sadhanas, we need to work on the purification of the mind, and all these works have to be done so that Murari will come when we call him. When Yama comes, we can call Murari and say, take me with you. So there will be a fight between Murari and Yama. And we could go with Murari. Now it's our choice who to go with. And they always say that, no problem, when it is time, when I'm ready to die, I will start calling Bhagwan. We will forget about Bhagwan. We will call everybody else who have been calling throughout our life. It's not possible. Whatever we have practiced, only that will come in the end. So that's why we need to keep doing the Chintan, Simran and all these things of Bhagwan. You have to sit and just contemplate and, listen to good things about God. or at least do the, chanting daily, not like a routine. I've always been telling people, don't do that, and then say do that, and then do this, and then no. When you're doing the chanting, you're only with Murari, nobody else. Govinda, Bhaja Govindam, or any other deity you worship, it doesn't matter. So you have to be with God, not like I'm doing, then I'm thinking, then I'm doing, then I'm getting up, maybe switching off the gas, or maybe doing some work and then coming. No. Need to be with God. Okay? So this was what it means. So he says that all the problems are due to the ego, the mura. All our problems, everything that we face today. We can say my karma was like that, my fate was no. It is the ego that is making us see things like this. The perception of the world is in my mind. How I see the world is depending on my state of mind, nothing else. I'm in a good mood, even the worst thing I will say, it's okay. And suppose I'm in a horrible mood, even a little bit mistake or wrong thing, I will start shouting and I will be irritated and I will be frustrated for no reason. So be aware of the state of mind. Situations, always keep saying the parasthiti should not alter the manosthiti. The manasthiti is in your control. Parasthiti, the external situation, is not in our control. Can we control when it will rain, when there will be flood, when your boss is going to shout at you, and when the boss has fought with his wife and come in shouting at you? No clue. We have no clue about the parasthiti, the external situation. Manasthiti, the state of mind, it should be in my control. So the parasthiti will come, manasthiti should be stable. That's the work we need to do. It's not easy. You have to practice daily in small situations. Don't get upset, don't get angry, don't shout. Catch yourself. We are human beings. We should, exercise some control. It's not, I don't know, it just came. Are Baba, we are human beings with the ability to, have an intellect, a mind. We are not animals, we are humans. Let us behave like humans. Let us not say it was out of control. Everything is in my control. Only thing is I am not aware. I am living unconsciously, conducting myself unconsciously. So when I'm shouting also I'm unconscious. When I'm upset also I'm unconscious. So Adi Shankara is saying, when are you going to become conscious? So conduct yourself consciously. It's not possible to suddenly change all 100%, but you can start from 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, and it will increase. Okay.